All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Salutations. Good to see everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Real to Sports Podcast. We're going to switch it up tonight. I'm in control of this thing. I got the keys to the kingdom. So we're going to kick things in a high gear the only way we know how and bring you guys another amazing episode of sports to talk about. Let's go ahead and get into this thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Sports to Talk About. If you don't know by now, my name is Young Mark. I am AKA Mr. Episode. I've
Yeah.
been here since day one, since quite literally down since day one. And Big A has entrusted me with the keys to the kingdom, so I am going to give you guys the best show possible tonight, and I will be your host for the evening. Now, as you can see, I'm not doing this alone. I got my right hand man with me tonight, so I got to introduce him the best way I know how. Ladies and gentlemen, he's in the passenger seat tonight, but he's still here. He represents the three-time Super Bowl champion Las Vegas Raiders. He represents the two-time, back-to-back, defending USFL champion Birmingham Stallions. And ladies and gentlemen, he is the biggest fan of Luis Perez in the entire country. Give it up for Big A.
Oh, Louis who?
You know you love him. You know you love him.
All right. Yes.
Dang.
People love you.
I mean, sometimes when you're in this chair, bro, people hate you.
Yeah, don't we know it? I think it got something to do with that beautiful logo on your hat. But that's hey man, I can't tell you guys how excited I am to be here with you tonight. So without any further ado, man, we got some sports to talk about. So let's get into this thing.
Yes,
The
sir.
magic number, ladies and gentlemen, is 198. We are 198 days away from the kickoff of the 2024 NFL season.
Let's
That
go.
may seem like a long time, but with as much NFL news that goes on during the offseason, the regular season will be here before you know it.
Let's go.
So, having said all of that, you can't have two Raider fans on the show and not talk about a little bit of the Raiders.
You better
I mean,
tell
come on,
him.
we're only the best team in all of professional sports. You know, the only team that knew how to beat the team with a good barbecue and Patrick
Right.
Mahomes. So it's only right that we get a Raiders a little bit of spotlight here tonight.
And our
So
quarterback didn't even throw a touchdown, Mark.
for three quarters of the game, our QB
Word.
didn't even throw a single pass or complete a single
Word.
pass, and we
Let's
still
go.
beat them.
Let's
I don't know, y'all tell me what's wrong with everybody else. But getting into it, Big A, our beloved Las Vegas Raiders, they signed Jimmy Garoppolo last offseason with the
go.
expectation that Jimmy G was going to bounce back from his foot injury and at
Mhm.
least be a serviceable replacement for longtime franchise quarterback Derek Carr.
Mhm.
Well, the Raiders basically got the opposite of that in Jimmy Garoppolo, as the quarterback was routinely the cause of inexplicable turnovers. It can even be argued that Garoppolo never looked fully recovered physically or mentally from his injury last offseason.
Mhm.
And to make matters worse, Homeboy recently got suspended.
Mhm.
Jimmy Garoppolo is suspended for 2 games this upcoming season for violating the NFL's PED policy. And this kind of helps the Raiders out because the Raiders, as expected and rightfully so, were expected to move on from Garoppolo on the fifth day of the league new year in March. Originally, we were going to have to pay him a little over $28 million in guarantees on his contract. Now, thanks to the suspension, we only got to pay about $11 million for him. So it worked out for the Raiders. Shout out to Antonio Pierce. So, having said all of that, my question to you, Big A, what is next for the Raiders at quarterback? Should we take somebody in the draft? Should we work with Aiden O'Connell? What do you think our team is going to do?
Hmm. I definitely think we should go in the draft. Aiden O'Connell is a great backup. I think he should be number 2. He's a great backup. Starter, no. Um, I look like our radar is on Trey Daniels. Um, I'm with it. The guy can do everything. Heisman Trophy, of course, but the guy can throw deep. He can run out of the pocket. The guy's he's just a gifted athlete, and he has ties with Antonio Pierce.
That he does.
Jack Jones also had ties with Antonio Pierce, and this guy has been phenomenal. Like, he's our number 1 corner right now. So
he earned it too.
Exactly, and he's playing for AP. He's playing hard for AP. So I know if Daniels come in, he's gonna do the same for Antonio Pierce. I'm with him. I think we should go for a quarterback. We need a franchise quarterback, somebody that's gonna replace Derek Carr. Derek Carr. Derek Carr was our franchise for 9 years. Then before that, our real franchise was Rich Gannon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's why I'm ready for the draft, bro. Ready.
Well, speaking on our former quarterback, what do you think is next with Jimmy Garoppolo? You think he's going to get another job in the NFL this year? If so, who do you think will pick him up?
Somebody, Jim Pickett.
What's going on?
It's a good question. Oh man, coming from the world of Twitch. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, and stay on because Mark got some stuff in the show. Jim Pickett. I thought it said Plunkett. I would have
right. We was about to get hyped.
I'm like, what? Jim, the great Jim. He is from Greensboro, North Carolina. Yeah, he is. But yeah. What you about to say, Mark? Sorry, I cut you out.
What do you think is next for Jimmy Garoppolo? Do you think another team is going to pick him up? Do you think he has a future in the NFL now that Bill Belichick is gone? Now that Josh McDaniels is gone? What do you think is next for number 10?
Good question. Great question. Barbara Walters of the Real Sports Podcast. Right. Holy hell! But I'm going to say he's going to be on the roster. Now teams. It's 2 teams stick 3. One in the AFC. I'm in the AFC, and this may not hit the home with people or a person, but I think the Jacksonville Jaguars would be a good team for him. The Jacksonville Jaguars, not really a downfield dynamic type team with Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson, one of them. He's one of those tight end guys that hit you first and then go get. He'll do a little bit here, and then he'll hit you later on. He'll do a little bit here, and then he'll hit you later on like that. And then he, what's the name? A veteran presence. So in the AFC, in the Titans, Tennessee Titans, but I don't think he's going to do too much with the Tennessee. But Jacksonville definitely, because Jacksonville is a playoff team that. Let's say, God forbid, Trevor Lawrence go down, Jimmy Garoppolo could weather the storm for Jacksonville. He can hold the fort up until whenever Trevor come back. They got CJ, but come on, help me with his last name.
CJ Beathard.
Yeah, but he's good too. But Garoppolo with his Super Bowl thing and his little pedigree and winning and all that good stuff, it does come into play a little bit. Now, that's the team in the AFC. It's 2 teams, bro, in the NFC. One, I'm going to say the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, they do not, besides Jordan Love, who they got? Sean Clifford? Is he still there?
They got Alex Magoo.
Damn. But Jimmy G, again, another playoff team like Green Bay. If Love go down, he can, Jimmy G can weather the storm with that. And my last one I'm going to say is the Los Angeles Rams, which is not going to happen because Carson Wentz is there. But the thing with that is Jimmy Garoppolo, he thrived off that West Coast style under Shanahan. And McVay, he has the West Coast. Shanahan and McVay are one of the same. They both hit you with that West Coast offense. So
From the same
definitely,
coaching tree too.
exactly, same coaching tree and everything. So I didn't say they run the same plays, but the same system. That West Coast, cross slants. That's Jimmy G's alley. Cross slant, bam, 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 screen. So yeah, but out of all the three, I would say the Rams. The Rams would be good for him, bro.
Okay. First, I just want to say, like, I appreciate Jimmy G. If for nothing else, he helped keep our long-standing winning streak against the Pony Express alive and well. Not even Josh McDumbass can mess that up, so I appreciate him for that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of curious to see if he does indeed get another shot. And the only reason I say that is because what exactly does he bring to the team outside of being a veteran presence?
Nothing.
He can't really push the ball downfield. He's not really mobile in the pocket. His decision making was horrible with us. He finished the season only completing 65% of his passes for a pedestrian 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions.
But there's a but in that but he was under McDaniel's system. He didn't come in when Bo was in there, and he didn't come in like that.
I'll give you that, but at the same time, I have to say, when he was in San Francisco, when they needed him to take over that Super Bowl against the team with a good barbecue and make some plays down the field and accurately get the ball in their playmakers' hands, was he able to do that?
Yeah.
Not really.
Right.
He was all right keeping
Philly G, what up?
What's going on? He was all right keeping the team afloat when Tom Brady was suspended with New England.
Facts.
But like you said, I think if anything, he would probably be a backup.
I
personally would love to see him go to the Jets because think about how good they could have been if they would at least had Aiden O'Connell to back up Aaron Rodgers instead of relying on Zach Wilson. So
what do you do with that?
Zach is toast. Respectfully, I don't like to call for anybody's career. I think Zach is out of the NFL. Just because the simple fact that you've had multiple offensive coordinators and not a single shred of improvement. The offense quite literally did absolutely nothing with you on the field outside of a few bursts here and there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It just seems like he might need to go away somewhere and like develop. I don't know if that's being a second or third string quarterback trying to get on with a team in the NFL. I don't know if that's going to Canada and playing in the CFL or trying out in the UFL. I don't know what that is exactly, but he just hasn't shown enough talent, just to be frank, to be a NFL quarterback, not even a backup. Like I would feel a lot more comfortable with like Sam Darnold as my backup than him.
I would send Jimmy G to the Giants too.
Yeah, because they're gonna lose Tyrod Taylor in free agency this year. I don't know if they're gonna bring back. Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna bring back Tommy Cutlets or not, but that'd be interesting to see.
No, Jimmy G will be. I don't know if I doubt he can wear that number 10 because that's Eli.
That's Daniel. Well, no.
Eli
number
right. 10.
Yeah, that's Eli. You're right.
Yeah, you're going to switch it up, but that's if that happens. But yeah, definitely the Giants. He just gonna have to. It's gonna be tough for him because you got the Cowboys and the Eagles coming at him. Pretty stout defenses coming at him. So
the only reason I'm not completely sold on the Giants is because I feel like if I'm the Giants, I would probably want to keep Daniel Jones and have him be in the locker room more so than Jimmy G. And you're in a high enough position in the draft where you could potentially draft a quarterback of the future. So I would roll with whoever they pick in the draft and Daniel Jones.
I don't know
if I would trust. I just don't know if I would trust Jimmy G to be my backup in with the Giants, but with the Jets, where he can just sit behind another legendary quarterback and Aaron Rodgers, I think that'd be the best thing for him. But we'll see, man. I wish him all the best. Like I said, I appreciate him for keeping our winning streak against the Pony Express alive and well. But other than that, man, like the great Ray Charles once said, you got to hit the road, Jack.
He only won 3 games with us.
He beat the Broncos. That's really the highlight of it.
Yeah, that's it.
That,
He won 3. We won 3 games.
I don't know, man, but it's all right. We got the right coach in there now, so the Raiders is coming. So y'all better get ready.
You better believe it.
Hey, but we're gonna switch things up a little bit, Big A.
Okay.
We got some good NFL talk. You know, that's the king of sports around here in America.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's switch it up and go over to the gridiron. I mean, to the basketball court for a little second.
Mm-hmm.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Mm.
And the more I looked into the story, Big A, I can't lie to you, the more it almost like mirrored word for word what we went through with Josh McDermott as our coach.
Mm-hmm.
The Brooklyn Nets, for the second time in as many seasons, fired their head coach. Brooklyn fired head coach
Jacques Vaughn?
Yeah, man. Jacques Vaughn is no longer the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets.
Damn.
They fired him after a 50-point loss to the Boston Celtics.
Whoo, I heard about
All-Star
that.
break.
Yeah.
So the Nets have relieved Jacques Vaughn of his head coaching duties. An interim coach, this name might sound familiar if you're a college basketball fan, Kevin Ollie, formerly the head coach at the University of Connecticut,
Successful.
is taking over as the interim head coach for the Nets.
Yeah.
According to Woj from ESPN, the players had lost faith in Vaughn. They weren't believing in the system. There was really a bad vibe on the team and a lack of effort, is evident by their 50-point beatdown to the hands of the Celtics. This, like I say, really reminded me, as I read into it, of our situation with Josh McDaniels in the sense of take a bad beatdown on national TV. The players seem to be disinterested. They've given up on the coach. It's kind of all you can do. Right now, the Nets are 21-33 and currently in 11th place in the Eastern Conference standings.
Jeez.
And while that's not the worst in the NBA, shout out to the Detroit Pistons, they have been struggling pretty significantly. Like I said, several players lost confidence in Vaughn. And this is interesting because Vaughn was the head coach that they had tapped to replace the last coach that they fired last year in Steve Nash. So my question to you, Big A, is what is up with head coaches being fired rapidly in the NBA? The Nets just fired a coach in back-to-back seasons. We saw what happened in Milwaukee. We saw what happened with Monty Brown in Phoenix. What is going on? Have you ever seen the time in the NBA where coaches are getting fired so quickly?
No, not at all. And the reason why is because these players are getting their voices are heard. These players are I'm not going to say, you know how the saying is, the inmates running the asylum. It's kind of like that. If a star player is not filling or a coach, he's pretty much gone. Do you remember David Black when he was coaching the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, look, he wasn't with it with LeBron and he's gone. Then Ty Lue comes in there and win the NBA title. It is what it is now. The organization is going by these players. And it's going with these players. Hey, coach. I'm not feeling coach. Whatever. But to go back with Jacques Vaughn, man. I mean, god dang, man. Like you would hate that. I understand they got they're 11th, but they're in a pretty stacked Eastern Conference, bro. I mean, Eastern Conference is pretty tough this year, and they fired Jacques Vaughn. Jacques Vaughn, but he had nothing to work with. Steve Nash had Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant. I mean, who else he had?
Although Big
Kyrie
Ticket
Irving
did play for the Nets at one point.
He did. He had Kyrie Irving. Like Steve Nash had a team, but Jacques Vaughn had nothing, bro. He had nothing. He got nothing, and they got blown out of the water by Boston. Boston is the number 1 team in the East. What do you expect? 1-11. Who's gonna win? What is the odds in that? Yeah, you got blown out by 50, but some things shouldn't be on the coach all the way. It's the players, and you have nothing. The best person on that team is what my Bridges.
Bridges, yeah.
Come on, man, and he's a defensive guy. He's not an offensive guy. He's a defensive guy. He can score, yeah, of course, but again, man, Jock Vaughn had nothing to work with, and they fired him. Now, when you talk about Milwaukee, that's a whole different story because that was politics. Giannis was not feeling Adrian Griffin. Adrian Griffin is not a. He's not like a. I think the Bucks are looking for somebody that's like with a mouthpiece. Budenholzer was a mouth guy. Doc Rivers. I'm Doc Rivers, and
they cut him some slack.
We just want to go out here and play a little basketball. That's all we want to do. That's all. If we just can't continue to keep playing that way, we'll be all right. So he's a vocal guy. Doc Rivers got a resume or whatever. But it's just sad, man. It's just sad, dude. Josh McDaniels, this football, he was trash. People didn't like him. The team didn't like him. They didn't like his system and understand. But that's a guy that's, my way or the highway type guy. You just can't do that nowadays. It's sad that Jock Vaughn lost his job, man. Jock Vaughn played for the Spurs. I like Jock Vaughn. I like his system. Again, he got nothing to work with. What do you expect for the guy to do? He can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit. Like, what do you want him to do? And then you fire him. So now what's going to happen with Brooklyn, Mark? Are they going to go in the the off season? Because this season is done. They're 11th. Free agency is over with. They should have made moves. That's what I'm saying. They should have made moves to save this guy. If you care about him, make some moves. Really, nobody made moves in the NBA this year in free agency. There wasn't no major moves.
One team did, but for all the wrong reasons. I digress.
Yeah, but no major move. Look at Brooklyn. Like, they nothing.
I agree.
Sucks, man. I hate he lost a job. And guess what Kevin Ollie gonna do? Kevin Ollie's gonna pick up where Jock Vaughn left off. They're gonna be 11. Kevin Ollie is a winning coach. He did it on a collegiate. A collegiate level. It's a big difference. Collegiate. But now he's coming over in the pros. They're 11. I think Kevin Ollie is here we go with the former player being a coach. He could probably get him up to 9th, 10th. They could make a play in, but they got nobody, Mark. They got nobody to lead the charge.
I agree with you. Normally, I would be pro team in the sense of, like, again, with our situation with Josh McDaniels, if you have a bad coach, the product in the field of play is terrible, then get rid of him. I'm kind of torn with this situation, host, and I'll tell you why. Mm-hmm. On one hand, I agree with what you're saying in the sense of he didn't have anything to work with.
Yeah.
Really, all they have is a bunch of future draft picks, which is basically as good as hopes and dreams right now. They don't have anybody physically on the court that can help them win at this moment because they went out and got all these star players. The star players all dipped town on them. They got some pretty sizable return from losing those superstars. But again, those are draft picks that haven't materialized in the players.
Bro, you had Kevin Garnett at one time. You had Paul Pierce at one time. You had Kyrie Irving at one time. You had Kevin Durant at one time. Holy smoke. Brooklyn was stacked. What happened? It's like you say, it's like they was there, and it was cool when Jay-Z was there. It was cool. And all of a sudden, Jay-Z ain't there no more. Wham! They're gone. Everybody gone.
It's kind of like the problems that they had in New Jersey kind of followed them across the bridge into New York.
It's nothing in the Barclays now. The Barclays at one time was jumping, because of Jay-Z. But now, all you see is the tumbleweed going across the court. There's no playoffs coming in.
Yeah. They could get in the play in, but the reason why I'm torn is, like, again, the on court product was bad because he didn't have any ingredients to really cook with in the kitchen.
Mhm.
But the part where I'm also torn is when you hear reports that the players weren't feeling him anymore, and the players are disinterested and lost faith in him.
Mhm.
The moment you lose the players and your message isn't getting through, we all know that's detrimental to the team. It's really not too much you can do to come back from that
Mhm.
once you lose the locker room. So it's like I feel like once you lose the locker room, you got to go. But at the
Mhm.
same time, again, like I still feel bad for him because he had really nothing to work with, like
Nothing.
you mentioned. Um, yeah, man, I hope that these draft picks materialize into something. They got to hit, and I think despite being in one of the larger markets in the world in New York City, I think Brooklyn kind of has to operate like a small market team would.
They don't
Like
have
the
to.
like the Nuggets did, for example, just like build through the draft. Really find players who are going to be loyal to your team and not want to jump ship the first chance they get to leave town.
Yeah.
You got to get you some playmakers, some all stars, and build them through the draft and give them time to develop. And then once your draft picks start to develop, similar again to what we saw on like teams like Denver, the free agents will come. You'll get the right people in there to fit your system, and it can lead you all the way to a championship. You don't have to be in Los Angeles or in Miami, Florida, or in one of these big markets to have success. But you do need to have personnel and people in house to do it. Um,
Kevin Ollie. Kevin Ollie is a good attraction. That's a good start.
yeah,
Kevin
we'll
Ollie.
see.
Yeah, we'll
He
see.
he
Because he's
could turn
attractive.
out for them how
Yeah.
Antonio Pierce turned out for us.
Yeah. 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 Like
So
he a guy again, former player. Um, a guy that can relate to the players. Jacques Vaughn did too. He played, but Jacques Vaughn, and when he was with us, I remember him was with us. He wasn't a vocal type, but you had Hall of Famers around, so he was
yeah,
more like a role player. So he was kind of a little quiet. But Kevin Ollie was too. But Kevin Ollie just did. I mean, look what he did with UConn with Shabazz Napier. Ooh,
yeah,
it was on the
get that
map,
man
bro.
drafted.
What you talking about? So I mean, maybe he can bring that style, something back to Brooklyn. Brooklyn needs CPR badly,
Yeah,
bad, bro. And I mean, I don't know if it's the uniforms in the court, but this black and white crap. I mean, they got to do something in Brooklyn badly, like ASAP, because I'm telling you, bro, you're going to be going after coach after coach after coach after coach. Your Hornets right now can beat Brooklyn, kill them.
we have.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? That's how bad they are. You say that's what I'm
Hey,
saying.
hey, hey, man. Hey, my Hornets have been undefeated since the trade deadline. Put some respect on
Oh
them.
snap! Let's go, baby.
Hey, but
Bzzz.
since you mentioned the Hornets,
Yes, sir.
if Kevin Ollie doesn't work out, I would love to see my man James Borrego get another shot as the head coach. He was a longtime assistant in San Antonio under Popovich.
Yeah,
I was mad when Charlotte let him go, in my
yeah,
opinion, because
yeah.
every year he was the coach, the team got better. Like
Mm-hmm,
fundamentally, they
mm-hmm,
played better.
mm-hmm.
The thing that did him in was a lack of availability from his star players,
Absolutely.
and then that lack of success in the playoffs. But I would love to see James Borrego get another shot, maybe in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
build and develop some homegrown talent, and then go that route to try to get there. Brooklyn, you tried to go out and get these big name free agent superstars multiple times in the past. It has not worked. Go the opposite route and try to do the slow build all the time and see if you get more success out of that. What's
What's up?
going on?
What up, Q? What
What
up,
up,
Q?
Coach Leslie Frazier? What's going on, man?
Word, word.
Sticking on the hardwood, and this is going to be a painful subject for hosts to talk about. I know it. Oh,
Oklahoma
how the
not
mighty have fallen, man.
Mm.
In the early 2000s, Sunday night in February, you were glued to the TV watching the NBA All-Star game. It was quite literally the most competitive, cutthroat basketball game on the
What year?
calendar
What year
outside
this
of the
was?
finals. Your favorite is 2001,
Yes, sir.
and apparently that game was so good that legendary singer Jaheim forgot all about his woman and was more focused on that game. It was so good. But I say all that to say, man, we in different times, host.
Yeah,
We are in different times.
different time, brother.
NBA fans bashed the absolute hell out of the 2024 NBA All-Star Game for its lack of competitiveness. The 2024 All-Star Game was ridiculously uncompetitive. It was quite literally one of the worst basketball games I've seen in my
Oh
life.
my God.
No exaggeration, ladies and gentlemen. The fact that by the end of the third quarter, the score of the game was 160 to 136, with the East leading by 24 points over the Western Conference, who was loaded with big name All Stars. By the way, I'm still mad about that.
Right.
They were down by 24, and they nearly combined for 300 points by the end of the game. That was very appropriate. By the end of the game, the Eastern Conference scored a record-setting 211 points, shattering the previous All-Star game record of 196. These are numbers that, in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, you couldn't even put them up on NBA 2K, and that's a video game. They are putting up numbers in an actual NBA sanctioned game that you can't even get in a video game. And despite the accumulation of the league's most elite talent, fans weren't pleased with the product on the court on Sunday night at the field house in Indianapolis. As is often the case during the NBA All-Star game, there was a total lack of defensive effort, with players getting open shots at will and getting to the basket uncontested. Legendary sideline reporter David Aldridge said on Twitter, and I quote, "That was dreadful. Again, I am beginning to think this game is irredeemable," end quote. Big A, you've been a long-time fan of the NBA All-Star game. You've seen it at its absolute best, and you've also seen it at its absolute worst. What the hell happened Sunday night in Indianapolis?
Whoo, Lord. I tell you, that is the worst All-Star game I've ever seen. Holy smoke. Nobody playing defense. But here we go, Mark. It's in an era of, we was talking about 2001, right? That was, you gotta look what you got in 2001. You had Allen Iverson, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett. They were killers. It was competitors. You don't have that nowadays. You don't have no killers. Not even Kevin Durant. Not even Steph Curry. Not even LeBron James. You don't have everybody's about show now. It's all show. Back then you had guys that could, what was it, 96 that was in San Antonio. Charles Barkley. Man, he was throwing, Charles Barkley used to get nasty in an all-star game. Those guys were considered the best players on the planet. And for 2 hours, 3 hours, they're going against each other. You're the best in the world, I'm the best in the world, but we're going to see who's the very best. And that's how it was. If you notice the 1992 Dream Team, when they practiced, they went against each other hard because they had high egos, competitive egos. Nobody in the NBA has a competitive ego. There's no killers out here no more, Mark. That's why that game was so boring. No defense. Everybody just lackadaisical. It wasn't nothing like that. And also, the NBA All-Star game, they have nothing to play for. They have nothing to play for. It's just like the Pro Bowl, who is gone now. They have nothing to play for. The thing about Major League Baseball is they have something to play for. That's why they play hard. That's why last year's All-Star game in baseball, it went down to the wire. It was a dude from Colorado. They hit a game-winning home run, and it meant something. It meant something. So guess what? The National League gets the what's it, the National? Whoever. They gets the advantage in the home advantage
Yeah,
in the World
the
Series.
winner of the All-Star game in Major League Baseball,
Yeah.
the conference that wins gets home field advantage in the World Series.
So Adam Silver should take an approach at that and do the same for the NBA. Because if you have another game like this, I'm telling you, your ratings are gonna go down. I don't give a damn who's saying the national anthem, and I don't care who you got in halftime. It don't matter. It don't mean nothing because the game sucks. It sucks. The greatest. Well, I don't want to jump in because I think you're going to All Star Weekend too. But I'm gonna leave it be, man. But that game was just trash. And the guys like Patrick Ewing, Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan, Alonzo Mourning, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, those guys, Allen Iverson, Vince, goddamn Garnett. It goes on and on. And it's a disrespect to them, man. Like I say, I think doing the shows in the past, somebody always mentioned, yeah, he made the Pro Bowl, and you notice my face when they made the Pro Bowl. I'm like, the Pro Bowl? It don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
it's just like, he's a 9-time NBA All-Star. It means nothing now. It's nothing. That accolade don't even carry weight no more. No, it used to. But they don't even carry it anymore. So that's why I think the game is just terrible. There's no more killers. That era is gone. It's all about showboating. It's all about, half court 3 corners. It's all about, shooting from all the way out in the parking lot. It's what it's about. It's what it's about. The game has officially changed.
Not for the better.
No.
If I can be completely honest with you, Big A, man, I'm so disappointed and disgusted. I don't know what to do because I feel like I got robbed of the experience. Like I missed peak All-Star game because I was too young to really understand what was going on and what I was watching.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time that I was old enough to really understand the game of basketball and truly appreciate it, All-Star game became trash. Like you mentioned, it's not what it used to be.
No.
Especially in today's age of social media, just to call it what it is, it's just a giant popularity contest.
That's
all the starters in the game are determined by who gets the most fan votes on social media.
Listen, and I'm glad you say that because it's no disrespect to SG.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, it's no disrespect to him, but why you got him starting over Steph Curry? Steph Curry is the greatest 3-point shooter, greatest shooter of all time. Why you got him starting over Steph Curry? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
But because they don't care. They don't care about the game. They don't care about winning. Any fool would know if you care about winning, you're going to put in Steph Curry. He's the greatest shooter.
You're not going to get any arguments out of me on that one. As somebody who roots for a small town team, there were years where I would look at the point guards that made the All-Star team, and I'm like, all due respect to these guys, Kemba Walker would run circles around them on the court.
Okay.
But Kemba never got voted in because he played for the small town Hornets.
Very true.
And he wasn't popular enough to garner the votes needed to get into the game.
Very true.
But you had dudes like John Wall getting in over him. I'm like, Kemba way better.
Scotty Barnes.
Respectfully.
Scotty Barnes, bro.
Hey man.
But you couldn't put in Devin White from the Boston Celtics. That dude he been killing it this year. Devin White. You can't put Devin White in, but you put Scotty Barnes from the Toronto Raptors.
Who?
Right. Wow.
Again, it's just crazy. Like it's really devolved from hyper competitive showcase of the immortals type speak.
Yeah.
To borrow a tagline from WrestleMania. It devolved
Nice.
from that into, okay, I'm just here to pose in front of the camera, look cute, and play a BS basketball game. I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade at LeBron or any of the guys that made it, but it's just that's what it is at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's literally a glorified layup line that you see in a warm-up session. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
There's no defense, no competition. Literally hosts the most competitive event from All-Star Weekend was a three-point contest. We're gonna
Absolutely.
get into that in a second, but
Okay. Okay.
that was literally the most competitive moment of the weekend. Like this was bad. Like when you have a team put up over 200 points, I don't care if it's an all-star game, a high school game, whatever.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
shows you have no heart. That shows you have no passion.
word.
And my question for you next, Big A. I
Oh, before you go there, but
Oh.
where's DeMar DeRozan?
think he hurt. I don't know.
Huh? He just what? I mean, what is Zion hurt?
I mean, that should give him.
Brandon Ingram?
I don't know.
De'Aaron Fox? I don't understand it. You got I don't get the voting. I don't understand. Like you're trying to win. I can build a team with one eye open for the Eastern Conference and Western Conference, man. Because I'm trying to win. I'm not trying to put on a show. I like Luka. Luka's all right. Cry too much for me. But I mean, god dang, man. De'Aaron Fox, bro. Oh. Lord have mercy. Yeah, what's your question, B dog?
I see that you're passionate and you're fired up about this, and I understand why.
Yeah.
Being the longtime basketball fan that you are,
Mhm.
if you had 90 minutes with Adam Silver to come up with a plan for how to fix this, what would you recommend to him to try to get some of that competitive fire back into the All-Star game? Would you change up the format, like increase the prize money? What do you think it'll take?
No prize money, just mimic baseball.
Okay.
It's mimic baseball. Home court advantage. That's big in basketball. That's matter of fact, that's good. That's big in professional sports, but it's really big in basketball. It's really big to have that home court. As you can see back in the in your time of watching basketball, the Spurs definitely in Staples Center. I mean, holy hell!
Oracle.
The Palace at Auburn Hills. Like, I mean, come on. I know you're going.
Those fans are passionate, but I don't know if it's the kind of passion we want.
I know you're going there. I got you. But I mean, just the home court advantage, man. That's really, really big and effective. Again, in all the sports, ladies and gentlemen, it is huge. Football, basketball, baseball. But when it comes to basketball, holy smoke! You got the arena music, you got the crowd pumping. You know what I mean? You got just like the Bulls when they usually come out. And now you're starting like home court, that home court feeling. But I think Adam Silver need to do that, bro. He needs to go. He really needs to, because if not, the All-Star game each and every year is going to dwindle down, which is like what it's doing now. You know, and again, I don't give a care who's singing the national anthem, and I don't care who's doing halftime. I do not care. It do not matter. It is trash. And it's going to continue to go down until you make this thing competitive. Forget all this prize money. You know, the Eastern Conference got $340,000 for winning, 340 grand, and the losers got 100 grand. For what, bro? For what? Why we gotta play for so much money?
I mean, they say money is the great motivator in life, but
and they also say it's the root of all evil. And it makes you lazy. It's lazy. It's lazy. They just got their checks and go. If I paid to sit down at an NBA All-Star game, I'd be pissed, because I want to see a basketball game. I don't want to see a circus. I don't want to see a watered down and one mixtape.
I'm glad you said that, because the thing that I don't understand personally is like these same NBA players who don't show up for the All-Star game. If you ever watched any of them compete in the Drew League, that is the most competitive basketball anywhere on planet Earth. Literally, I would say at times even more competitive than the NBA Finals. Like those dudes out there coming for people's necks. They take no prisoners. Ain't no such thing as respect. Like I'm really like coming I'm coming straight at you. I'm gonna give you everything I got. You can either get out the way or you can brace your impact.
That's
Either way,
why
I'm coming
Cube.
through.
That's why Cube's 3-on-3 ball, man. It's popular because those
Yeah.
dudes compete. They compete, bro. And you got guys that former players with old age and they still out here competing. That's what's wrong with football. It's no compete. It's nobody competing no more. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, go right ahead. Travis Kelce, go right ahead.
I can understand in football sense. I can understand why the Pro Bowl wouldn't be as competitive as say like the playoffs or the Super Bowl or the regular season because football is such a physically demanding sport.
Yes.
So I can understand a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the game of basketball, again, how come you can get motivated to go play in the Drew League, you can't get motivated to play in the All-Star game?
Good point.
Like, I really hate how it's become so devalued over the years. Like, literally, that was the highest honor outside of making the Hall of Fame or winning the championship. Yeah. Being able to say that you were an All-Star and got to play in the All-Star game was a huge feather in the cap
Yes,
on a lot of legendary players.
Yes, sir.
And I just don't understand what can be done to kind of bring that back. I really don't.
Like you say, man, those guys, those guys in like the G League right now, in the D League and the G League, they were killed to play in the NBA All-Star game. And you guess what, bro? If they would have got the call, let's just throw this out here. It might be a good idea for you. Let's say the G League and the D League combined against the NBA All-Stars, right? At the All-Star game.
The D League.
I mean the G League. The G League. I'm sorry. The G League versus the NBA All-Stars. You could put Steph, LeBron, KD, Damian Lillard, Giannis. You could put all of them on one team. It's starting 5 against the G League starting 5. I guarantee you, Mark, that G League is gonna try to kill the NBA All-Stars, bro. Why? Because they're hungry. It's just like you seen Rocky 3, right? Rocky 3 when Clubber Lang beat the brakes off Rocky. Why? Because he didn't have it in him. He didn't have the hunger in him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that. Clubber Lang was a killer. Bah, 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 bah. He had nothing to lose. He wanted to be the heavyweight champion of the world. Rocky was chilling. Oh, Mick, I don't think we should go downtown. I don't think we should practice that way, Mick. I don't want to do it. What are you doing, kid? Let's go to the base. It was like that, bro. Like it was just Rock was just lackadaisical, whatever. But you got Clubber Lang in here, bah, 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 bah. And he beat the brakes off Rock.
I have to play my legendary card, Big A. I disagree with you, and the only reason I disagree with you is as somebody who's attended a G League game before, seeing the Greensboro Swarm play basketball.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you understand why I would be against that, right? And two, like I feel like even then fans still wouldn't be satisfied because people were still like very vocally complaining about Matt McGlone competing in the dunk contest despite him being from the G League. So I really don't know if it can be saved, man. I think it's gone the route of the Pro Bowl where like it's just there. But in my humble opinion, this is just me. I would love to see more like a street ball type deal for the All-Star game.
You seen that?
Go on a blacktop somewhere.
But they doing that.
Not on the hardwood, they're not doing it.
Yeah, they doing alley-oops.
You go to any pickup basketball game on a blacktop, you ain't gonna see none of that lackadaisical.
Because there's no killers. That's what I'm saying. If you put G League guys in there, I'm telling you, bro, they're gonna try that. Look, it's not gonna be all that Harlem Globetrotter behind the back alley. No, them guys are coming in there for you because they're trying to take the NBA out. Why? Because they're at the bottom. They want to be seen. They know they win that game. They want to be seen.
You're right.
Yeah. It's just like the XFL and the NFL. The XFL gonna put on a show because they want all the viewers. We know NFL is NFL, but we here too. We here too.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the UFL will be kicking off on March 30th.
For sure.
Luis Perez versus the Birmingham Stallions. But getting back to basketball, we talked about the All Star game itself, but like I mentioned, the most competitive part of All Star Weekend took place
Yes.
on Saturday night.
When I was awake.
Before we get to the main course, Big A, I gotta know what were your thoughts on like the skills competition, the celebrity game. What did you think about those games? Like before we
I
get
did.
to the dunk and the three
I
point.
didn't see the celebrity game. I didn't see that, but I did see the
Okay.
skills. The skills was pretty good. I don't know for two of the guys went the wrong way. I like, come on, y'all, come
And
on,
they
man.
explain the rules before the game, and they literally have trackers on the floor showing you what.
Yeah, I said,
I
damn, man,
digress.
that was that was crazy. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was kind of crazy seeing Big Wembley out there, man. Big long spider, dude. Just double legs, dude. That's how you see it, just legs.
As a Spurs fan,
Yeah.
are you looking at him like, oh, I don't know about it. You got a little any side eye at all for how he performed in that skills competition?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I
He ain't
did.
do, he ain't
Yeah.
do good at all,
Yeah,
bro.
not at all, bro. He wouldn't even put forth an effort. He wouldn't even put forth an effort. It was just like, but it's his first one. But you would think if that's your first time, you would think to try to
Like
let's
Kobe
go,
did.
try to make a name for yourself. Like, but nah, he's not a killer. I'm telling you, there's no
And
killers.
the killer that I thought was going to show up and show out was Anthony Edwards, because for whatever reason he always get fired up when he got to go up against the Hornets because he feels like he got robbed of that Rookie of the Year award
Yeah,
instead of Melo.
yeah.
That's like the only time I really see him get fired up. This dude took the skills competition as such a joke that when they got to the 3 point part of the skills competition, homeboy who's normally right-handed was shooting left-handed.
See,
You're trying to win a competition
see what
on
I'm saying?
national TV. What are
See what
you
I'm saying?
doing?
See what I'm saying? They don't care, brother. They
It's
don't
like the
care.
only people that took that joint seriously were the hometown
The
Pacers.
Pacers, yeah,
Shout
yeah,
out to Halliburton and the guys, man. They went out there and killed it. Like
they did.
they was on a mission and they made it fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And not to get back to the bad stuff, but are we at the point where the NBA should go ahead and let go of the dunk contest? Because what the hell was what the hell was that,
Yeah,
man?
but I think so, Mark. I think, yeah. We we I think I'll tell the Q this. We have seen people, you're gonna see men jump over cars. We've seen men come out of phone booths. We've seen men blow out a cupcake candle and dunk the ball. We've seen all kind of stuff. We every year we see a retro jersey. How boring is that again? I mean, every year. We always, year after year after year, see somebody jump over somebody's head. I mean, we got to be a little bit more creative. I mean, Jesus Christ, Nazareth. It's the same thing over and over. But the dunk contest was so you want to hear that to Jalen?
This subject is sensitive for me because
I
the
figured,
dunk
bro.
contest is to me what the All Star game was to you.
Yeah,
Where the All Star game might not have always been good for
yeah,
me growing up,
yeah.
the dunk contest is always something to watch. It's something to keep you entertained
It's the
Saturday
main
night.
course.
It's
It's the main
supposed to be,
course. Yeah,
but like we mentioned on the Real to Sports talk show on Saturday, it's just taking a nosedive quality wise to respectfully. I appreciate Jalen Brown for putting his name in the hat and wanting to compete.
yeah.
But brother, man, you could have kept all that shit at home. Like
Yes.
he was so unimpressive, and I feel like he got to the finals by default because nobody else was really like wowing anyone except for Matt McGlone. But I'm gonna get to him in a second.
Mm-hmm.
That dunk over homeboy in the chair was how I watched Blake Griffin jump over a whole freaking car I watched Aaron Gordon dunk over Taco Fall, who is 7.5 feet tall. They both got up off the ground. You're one of the best in-game dunkers in the NBA, and you
Yes.
barely got up off the ground to jump over old dude sitting in a chair.
And then do this late.
Late as hell. Like I thought he was dabbing. To be honest with you, I'm gonna keep it real. I thought he was dabbing. I didn't know he was trying to pay tribute.
Terrible.
Man, Jalen could have easily set that one out. In all honesty, like just why?
The
Just
thing, the
why?
thing, okay, the thing with Jalen Brown is not a charismatic guy. He's
Nah,
just
not at
not.
all.
He's not a cat. You look at his whole demeanor on a basketball court. He's a scorer, serious face and all. He's not charismatic whatsoever. Another thing that gets me: why you got Jason Tatum passing the ball? Why? He's a
Style points,
scorer.
I guess.
He's a scorer. Why you got Jason Tatum throwing you alleys? Why you got Jason Tatum passing you the ball? Why? Why Drew Holiday went out there? Hell, I'd have put Al Horford out there.
Call Marcus Smart, reunite with your old teammate.
Something. Pritchard.
Uh,
Devin White. I don't get it, man. But that the reason why that failed is because Jalen Brown, he's a big guy. Okay. 2, he's a scorer. 3, he has no personality. Only thing I liked about one dunk he did is when they turned the whole basketball court to the Boston Celtics court. That was cool. That was cool to see. That was kind of like I have to shit on Indiana real quick.
so the visual effects are more impressive.
Yeah. I like the Boston Celtics court thing. That shit was cool. I was like, oh damn, it's kind of like when T.O. did the star thing. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna do this on your court. Like, I'm like, oh hell no, Jalen's starting to fight here. But now you ready for McGlone?
Yeah,
Or
let's
you wanna
go
go?
ahead and get them because Matt was really out there. At first, I thought he was just going to be competing with himself, but after we saw that first dunk, he was competing against the judges too. We're
Yes.
gonna get into that. But what did you think about the 2024 dunk contest champion, back-to-back champion Matt McGlone? What did you think of him?
Hey, I knew he was gonna bring a show. I think we predicted him last Saturday. I knew he's gonna bring but he's charismatic, Mark. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's charismatic. He was doing stuff to get the crowd because he cared about the crowd.
He was trying to get them into it. He was literally
Exactly.
the only one trying.
Yeah, but now he don't even want to come back now because it's like, I don't know. I got to think about it. I mean, I don't know. But see, Jalen didn't give a damn about no damn crowd. He didn't, brother.
I really don't know what motivated him.
I don't know.
Just the lack of effort and the lack of what I'm just gonna perceive as enthusiasm. It just, I don't know, man. It just felt like he was just out there to collect a check.
That's it.
I ain't trying to be disrespectful to the man, but that's just
that. It is. Yeah, that's what it was. He was out there just trying to get a check. And the judges, who was terrible, they was giving this dude 48s. Man, all his dunks
undeserving.
45s, 44s. I'm like, oh my God. Are you serious? The first, like you said, the first dunk what McClung did set it off.
That should have been 50, bro.
At his size, who does that? Goes jump over a guy, grabs the ball, lets it go, grabs it again, and reverse dunks it.
And those are like small windows of milliseconds that you had to do all of that.
That's one of them. That dunk should have been one of them. Kenny Smith, Vince Carter. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home.
Yeah.
After that dunk, he should have been like, yo, let's go home. That's it. Setting it down. Set it down.
Kenny Smith was low-key the best part of the competition because he was like being brutally honest with his commentary.
Yeah.
I don't know what them judges was thinking. Like he tried to justify it and said that they were penalizing him for taking multiple attempts to dunk. Given the complexity of what he was doing, that should have been negated. Like, if he was doing something basic like Jalen and the others were doing, I understand docking him points. But he was literally doing something that we had never seen in a dunk contest. And that's incredibly hard to do this stage in the game. But man, it's just I thought we were headed in the right direction after 2016 with Zach LaVine and Aaron
But see,
Gordon, bro.
I'm glad you say that. Cause you read my mind. Those two guys are charismatic. They care about putting on a show.
And they
That's
didn't
all.
effed up their
No,
relationship with Aaron Gordon because of
hell
how they
no.
did him
They
in the
went. They
last.
went the next year. They went against each other one year, and then they went against the same guys. Right, that man, they was throwing 50s down like it ain't nothing in that contest. The second time,
Yeah, with Aaron competed the second. I think Zach got hurt
mm-hmm.
after he won that first one. But Aaron's most recent competition, every dunk he had in the night was a 50,
50.
except for the last one in the dunk off where Dwayne Wade magically decides to go against him. Uh,
And after that, nothing. John freaking Wall, the guy who plays 2 games a year, and he
out the
wins.
league right now is crazy. Do you think we'll ever see the day where it gets back to the old days where you have young up and coming stars like a Kobe Bryant, like a Michael Jordan, like a Dominique Wilkins in the game competing in a contest like this? Or do you think superstars are all about self and don't want to do it anymore?
It's all about self, brother. Until you care about the crowd and care about putting on the show, it ain't gonna be a show. We can't, me and you, we can't put on sports to talk about if we don't care about sports.
Yeah, what would be the point?
Then what's the point? What's the point of starting a podcast if you don't care about sports?
I mean, hi, ladies and gentlemen, we're here. Football, yay.
Yeah, this is supposed to talk about.
You would tune us out.
Yeah,
you change the channel.
Exactly. You be like, man, I'm gonna go watch. Let me go watch Undisputed. And yeah, you know, they got Keyshawn over there, but you know, we real sports podcast, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? It be dry as a bone, bro. You know, you gotta put on the show, man. These people paying a lot of money to see you. That's the best you can do, man. God, put on something. This is ridiculous. I mean, we work 9 to 5, man, but we come in here and try to put on the show for y'all.
Yeah, and we do.
Yeah.
Now, to take things on a more positive direction.
Yes, sir.
Say we had no issue getting superstars to compete.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, right now, Big A, in front of the world. What's your dream dunk contest with modern NBA superstars? I need you to pick 5 guys to compete in this contest. Who you got?
To compete in the dunk contest?
In a fantasy world where everybody's chomping at the bit wanting to compete in this thing, and you got to pick the 5 best to compete. Who are you picking?
There's some stipulations in this. Now
modern NBA.
Shit. You got me there. God, man. John Morant, Anthony Edwards, Zion, Derrick Jones Jr. Damn, I need one more, huh?
Put him on the spot, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what? Miles Bridges. Let's go, Hornets. Let's go.
You stole my guy.
Let's go, Hornets. Miles can throw it down, bro.
They call him Sky Miles for a reason. You
Word.
Understand?
Yeah, big dude. He's throwing it down.
If I had to pick, give me Miles Bridges from the Hornets. Give me Zion. Give me Anthony Edwards. Give me John Morant. And for that 5th spot, why the hell not? Give me the King, LeBron James. Let's go, bro.
LeBron? I see.
Yeah, I just want to see it one time. I don't care if he win or not. I just want to see him in that one time.
Yeah,
it's something that literally any all-time great player from just about any era of basketball since the dunk contest has been a thing. If you are considered one of the best basketball players in the world, you competed in the dunk contest. Yeah. Now, obviously, we're not going to see somebody like Steph Curry compete in the joint. He don't dunk. But with LeBron's in-game dunking ability and the way he liked to put on the show sometimes and that competitive fire that he got, I think he would do damage in the dunk contest. I think he I ain't trying to say the man obligated to do anything at all because he's a whole grown man. But yeah, I think he should follow in the footsteps of the greats that came before him and at least compete one time. Just
Did you know Magic Johnson offered him $1 million just to compete in the dunk contest and he turned it down?
I mean, what's $1 million to a guy who got a lifetime shoe
Fuck
deal
yeah.
with Nike?
He
You
was
know what I
set for
mean?
life. His kids and his grandkids and the kids and kids were after that set for life. Set.
Especially with his squeaky clean image, that man can get an endorsement deal like it ain't nothing.
NBA all-time leading scorer. I mean,
It's
that
gonna
shit
take more than
ain't
money.
nobody gonna break that
to
shit
get
to
him.
about the next 45 years, baby. 40, 50 years. Ain't nobody gonna touch that record. This dude about to score 40,000 points. It's insane. 40,000.
Unreal. But we're gonna end this thing on the most positive note possible, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys sticking with us and hanging out with us tonight. We always appreciate you guys' love and support.
No doubt, no doubt.
To end this on a positive note, the crown jewel of All-Star Weekend, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I agree with Reggie Miller. This should be the main event of All-Star Saturday night going forward. How about that 3-point contest, Big A? What did you think about it? Who would you have winning going into it? How did you like it overall?
I actually loved it, man, and I think the right person won. I think that,
Of course, you're a Raider fan, of course.
Yeah. I should have chosen him, but I was going for my boy Jalen Brunson, because I think he's more of a. I think he just solidified himself as a in-game shooter.
Yeah,
he's not 3-point is just not him. A 3-point contest is not him. He's a more in-game. But Dame Lillard, man, he that was good. 26 was the magic number for some reason.
Yeah.
Holy hell. Everybody was hitting 26. And I know how I feel about big man, but it was good seeing Cat. Cat was out there. Cat was doing this thing. I mean, for a big guy, man. And he was moving real swift going on each rack, man. I was like, damn, look at Cat footwork. Like you could tell he'd been practicing at this. Like he was getting, and he missed that one, boy. He was pissed.
Bro, yeah, you see what he mouthed on the camera.
Yeah. But you see, the difference between that competition is they wanted to beat each other.
Yeah.
They put on a show.
That was where the competitive fire was.
Yes, sir. They wanted to beat each other. And that was the whole beauty of it. They wanted to beat each other. But I enjoyed it. The right person won. It was definitely Dame time.
Yes, sir.
He came down in the clutch. Like I say, man, I'm happy with the win. He got back-to-back 3-point championships. He got the MVP. It was just Dame night. It was Dame night, man. I'm a big fan of Damian Lillard, man. He's a good player, a great player. Going to go down probably one of the all-time greats. I'm okay with it, bro. I was really, really hyped about it.
Yeah, man. It again, the 3-point contest has kind of become the one event you can count on to be thoroughly competitive and entertaining every All-Star weekend. Like you could literally feel it from the moment they kicked that competition off. These dudes were out to go for the win. They were out there for bragging rights. They were incredibly competitive. Like we saw it when Cat missed that shot that would have put him ahead. He literally had a moment where he dropped the F-bomb on live TV because he was so upset that he missed that shot.
Yeah, competitive.
And I wish that competitive fire was in the All-Star game. But
oh God,
been there, done that. Shout out Trae Young. For me, Trae Young was the unsung hero of Saturday night.
True.
Homeboy competed in the skills competition, and then right after that, competed in the 3-point contest. So I know,
and gave it a good run. I thought he was going to actually win.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
I know he was gassed at the end of it, but shout out to him, man.
He was.
He went out there and put forth a lot of effort to really make that contest what it was.
Word.
And again, carrying on my theme of being the king of predictions. Shout out Dame, bro. Like when ladies and gentlemen, when you root for the Las Vegas Raiders, good things happen to you. You get your own podcast. Your host gives you a chance to host the show for the night. You win the NBA 3-point contest. just join Raider Nation. That's gonna be the key to success in life for you, baby.
Hey, now you could take Deuces saying it's a good day to be Mark.
Yeah, man. That's my dude. I was happy to see him win it. Like I said, you could tell after Cat missed that shot, man. It was like Dame under another zone. He was like nodding his head, like,
He
all
turned
right,
it up.
I got this.
He definitely
And
turned
Dame
it up.
time was activated, baby, and he went out there and took it.
Yes, sir.
And did you see the competition between Steph and Sabrina?
That was good.
That joint was fire too.
She started off, she missed like the first 4, but after that, she hit 20 in a row.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I told you she won those.
I knew it. I know. Right? Yo, I'm telling you, man, Sabrina can shoot, bro. She shoot better than that. That was her first time. I bet she win next time.
Hey, low key, I say the hell with it, man. If it was me,
keep doing it.
I would say why for the dudes who are considered the best shooters in the league, who don't compete in the 3-point contest. I think that'd be a good thing as well. Take the best shooters in the WNBA, put them against the best shooters in the NBA, make it a men versus women thing. You get to highlight and uplift both leagues, and really, what more can you want? It would be incredibly competitive because you saw Steph really wanted that, like not just to for bragging rights or anything like that, because he genuinely wants to be known as the best. So he went out there. He could have easily like half-assed it and let her win just to be a good sport, but no, he went out there like ready to kill, and he went for it and won. And I would love to see more of that. I would love to see more competition between the NBA and the WNBA on All-Star Weekend, because why not? Anything we can do to make it more competitive, I'm all for it. But please, Commissioner Silver, make the 3-point contest the main event, please.
Yeah. At least they'll come up with something.
Yeah. Abolish the All-Star game. Just make it about All-Star Saturday night. Let the 3-point contest close it out.
God damn. Terrible.
So that's the music. They're playing me off stage. So that's our show for the evening. Like I mentioned, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us and coming to chop it up. We covered the NFL. We covered the best team in all professional sports, the Las Vegas Raiders. Even got to talk some basketball tonight. So if you like sports and you love to see just everyday Joes get on here and chop it up about their favorite events happening in the world of sports, come on through to the Real to Sports podcast. We're your home. We cover everything from the NHL, NBA, MLB, NFL, UFL, college. We got it all for you. We even cover WWE. Ain't no other sports program on television, on YouTube, on FanDuel Network, DraftKings, no matter where you go. Nobody else is going to give you this wide buffet sports talk like the Real to Sports podcast. So if you like what you see, if you enjoyed tonight's show, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up, turn on that notification bell so you never miss another episode of the Real to Sports podcast. Big A, you got anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do. Thank you, sir. First of all, we got to give a huge shout out to Mr. Episode, man, for doing a great job. He gave me the day off. I see y'all see him sitting back, relax, chilling, man. But Mr. Episode, once again, has killed it on the hosting, man. Shout out to Mr. Episode, man. Great job, my brother.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And don't forget, Saturday, we're going to start early. We're going to wake up early. Eggs and bacon are on the way, man. Don't forget, man, we got the Real Sports Talk Show. Saturday, early, 10:30 a.m. Yeah, I'm talking about getting sleep out your eye, brush your teeth, all that. We starting early. And then right after that, we got the relaunch. Yes, sir, the relaunch 2.0, our man show. And it is called The Man Barbershop. And that is a show we not talking about sports. We're going to get down. We're going to talk about some men stuff and just grow and help each other, man. That's all. Because I'm going to tell you something. When men get together and talk men things, man, it's a powerful thing. Because whatever Mark says, I learn from Mark. And whatever I say, he probably learned from me. And Q, and you, and whoever else, your cousin, your mama, everybody. It goes on and on, man. So, yeah, come on back, man. Come on back. 10:30 a.m. start time for the Real Sports Talk Show. Then right after that, we got the relaunch 2.0, man. The Man Barbershop. Back to you, Mr. Episode.
Hey, like you heard from Big A, man, we got more great content for you guys. So come on back. And y'all know the motto. Y'all know how we get down in the Real Sports Podcast.
Yeah.
That's our show for the evening. We appreciate you guys stopping through. Don't forget, end the gun violence. We're tired of this. We don't want no more gun
Please.
violence. We just want to be able to go out and celebrate sports in peace. And if you do have to go out in the world, whether it's going to work, going to go see your favorite team play a game,
Yeah.
always remember, be safe. And when you be safe, stay safe. We out of here.